To CAL FIRE. Here's a closer image for you, and this is a live look of that smoke that you can see. A lot of this in the brush area. We are being told that it started for an unknown reason, according to CAL FIRE crews who are out there right now. They're working to put this out. It's a fast-moving fire. Started out roughly a half acre in vegetation, according to their latest update. That was at 2 p.m. And then Carlsbad police also updating people in the area right off of Horizon Drive between Sunny Hill Drive and Hillside. They're letting people know to leave that area. Look at this. This is smoke right near a lot of homes. These look like townhomes. Again, right off of Park and Marina is where this fire first started. And an emergency notification has gone out to people near that region. So again, Horizon Drive, right between Sunny Hill and Hillside Drive. That's the latest from Carlsbad police. People there are being told to leave their homes, and you're being asked to go to the shops of Carlsbad, the west parking lot, right there at that outdoor mall. So the shops of Carlsbad now an evacuation site for these residents who live in that area off of Horizon Drive. So they are in the area, according to police. They're out there trying to go door to door to let people know, but they also put out that emergency notification. Now, you just saw a helicopter going by. So, of course, a lot of fire crews are in the area, law enforcement personnel as well, trying to make sure people are safe. This started out in the vegetation, and I can tell you right now, it does not look like gusty wind conditions. Those trees, as you see, are not getting whipped around. Earlier today, we did have very gusty conditions in the Carlsbad area, especially this morning. Now, our photographer, Kenny, we're hearing, is on the scene. So, Kenny, first of all, tell us where you are and what you're seeing.
Come back your way, guys, a little bit.
Kenny is getting set up right now, but as soon as you can, Kenny, it looks like you are looking directly at that smoke. What have you seen since you arrived?
Yeah, Cameron is doing. Hey, Netta, I'm on the backside of basically Tamarack and the lagoon. And as you look in here, you can see this whole neighborhood filled. Check 1, 2.
No, we hear you, Kenny. We hear you. And like you said, you know, you can definitely see that smoke right there.
Let me go here. Let me give you a shot of this guy here on top of the roof right now, Netta. Do you see this here?
Yes, we do.
Everyone is trying to do what they can to put out some of these fires. There's fires that are lighting off on these palm trees, as you can see here.
Now,
and the flames. I'm sorry if there's a bit of a delay here.
Kenny, I know we're having a little bit of a delay there, but, you know, to see this gentleman on the roof there trying to protect their homes, what are residents around there doing? Are they leaving that area right now? We'll get back to Kenny in a moment. I apologize. We're having a bit of trouble there with the audio, but this is Chopper 8 footage. I believe this is a live look from Chopper 8. So this is right there by the Agua Hedionda Lagoon. So if you're familiar with that area, you see it right off of the 5. And again, it started at Marina Drive and Park Drive. There's a, you know, paddleboard center right there at the lagoon. That's where a lot of people go, stand up paddleboarding. And there is a neighborhood, highly populated neighborhood, residential, right along that lagoon. Obviously, you know, beautiful neighborhood to live right by the water there, and you see those palm trees, and it's definitely an eerie sight to see that smoke right up against those palm trees there, and that looked to be a residential neighborhood, but the fire crews are saying it started in the vegetation. So from our vantage point from Chopper 8, it looks like there's a valley right there where that hillside covered in that vegetation, of course, and we know we have experienced some extremely dry conditions during what's supposed to be our rainy season. I mean, just about an hour ago, we were talking about another brush fire that started in Rancho San Diego. They were able to put that one out at just 15 acres. They stopped the spread of that one very quickly. Rain actually arrived there, and I was just checking satellite radar, and unfortunately in Carlsbad, it's not raining. You can't see that, of course, from this chopper rate view. No rain in sight. But as I see the satellite imagery, there are some lines of rain, some cells that are getting closer to places like Del Mar, Encinitas. So it may be working its way up north. Now, with this system that we've been dealing with, it's brought us a lot of heavy wind. So we're still under this high wind warning for the coast there until 6 p.m. Now, CAL FIRE spoke earlier, and thankfully they can get their aircraft even in these windy conditions. You saw that view right there. I'm sure that helps a lot of residents just to see that there is aircraft out there. That fire retardant drop being dropped right before our eyes along the hillside where those homes are lined up. So, of course, that's going to be a big game changer in this firefight. Let's send it now back to our photographer, Kenny McGregor. And wow, Kenny, you can see people with their hoses. They're doing what they can to protect their property.
Hey, Netta, sorry about that earlier. Hey, we've got fires that are now starting down below here in this condo complex. Let me go back over to this gentleman for you here who's trying to, it's like a David and Goliath scenario. He's trying to put out that fire that's up on that palm tree. So he's got this small garden hose here. He's got on top of the roof. I mean, they're doing everything they can because everything is extremely dry in this neighborhood. I just saw a fire start from embers from the palm tree, and as I tilt up here, we'll go up to this palm tree that he's trying to put out. But those embers themselves are carrying into these homes, and that's the biggest thing they're worried about, is those embers getting into these shake roofs. Some of them here, there's tile ones, but we've seen in the past they can actually get inside the tile crevices and catch the houses on fire.
And Kenny, from where you are, can you tell if any homes have caught fire? Are you seeing flames on people's property?
I have not. There is a fire that started down here below where this lady is trying to put out as well. There's another big water drop coming. I'm going to try and bring that for you here. Let me come around and show you that. We've got, looks like we're going to have possibly back-to-back water drops. Sorry about that. I have not seen any homes, which is the good news, going up at all. But again, the embers are catching a lot of these palm trees on fire. And again, you have several residents out here on top of their roofs with small garden hoses, obviously. We're going to get a dousing here real shortly. And I am on, just to give you an idea, I'm up, now we're getting really wet. We're on Adams, and it's just off of Tamarack, and it is what appears to be possibly a lagoon style residence. I think they're all around a lagoon here. But again, residents and everyone else is doing what they can currently right now to put this out. But the bigger problem are these palm trees. They've been lighting on fire. Those fronds have been falling down, and they have, for the most part, been catching other areas on fire down here. And that's what they're worried about. So fire crew's doing the best they can. I just saw right now there was a chopper that went by us, or you couldn't see it, who's actually dropping water across the street. So it is carrying, and that's the one thing that we worry about here with fires, that they do start to carry. I have another one coming overhead here. Stand by one.
I mean, that is quite an active, firefight from the air, and residents trying to put out flames as well on those palm trees. So it is quite a sight to see. Flames way up top, and people are trying to hose those down. Kenny, can you tell us?
Yeah,
there's another person there hosing it down. Can you tell us, is it very windy where you are?
Yeah, I would say it's probably about 15 or so mile-per-hour winds. I'll pull back here so you can see the palm trees themselves kind of moving in the wind. But it's not overly windy like you would think in a normal Santa Ana condition. There is a good significant amount of wind, which I'm sure is helping fuel this. But the fact that actually embers are coming from the brush and then catching the palm fronds on fire is really what's troublesome more than anything.
Right.
Because I think they've got, from what I can tell, the major part of the fire under control, but now it's the embers that have traveled. There were some that just traveled behind me across the street, and that they were worried about that. They dropped a big water drop behind me, again, across the street, so not even near where this started.
Yeah, several water drops, and it looks like they can get
Here's another fire, guys. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm gonna move a little bit here. We got, this
Another
might be,
spot with flames.
I don't know, this
There we
either
go.
might be a residence or another spot over here that just started up next to this condo here, if you can see to the
Yes,
right.
we can see
This
it.
one's really taken off in that palm tree.
Now,
So
I
this
want to
one's
get
gonna
our
really
viewers
go up
caught
here
up.
pretty soon.
Kenny, we'll keep you on that shot if we could, but just for our viewers who are joining us right now, just to give you all a perspective of where this is happening, this reports of fire at Marina and Park in Carlsbad. And I want to give you the latest updates from Carlsbad police because they are telling people to leave their homes in that area of Horizon Drive between Sunny Hill Drive and Hillside Drive. So it's dangerous for people to be around there. Carlsbad police, they're notifying residents. They sent out an emergency notification asking people in this area where this fire is to evacuate the area, and you are being asked to go to the shops of Carlsbad. The west parking lot at the shops of Carlsbad is now an evacuation center for people who are being advised to get out of this neighborhood. So also the latest evacuations on Sea Bluff Circle. That's another location. Carlsbad police sending this information out within about 20 minutes ago. Another update just 6 minutes ago was Sunburst Road. People there are being told to leave their homes. And if you're in an evacuation area and you need help, they're saying please call 911. The police will be there to assist you as soon as they can. Another update on another spot, Cove Drive and Adams Street. Those streets also being evacuated. They're saying please follow officers' instructions because they would like you to get out of the way so they can work on putting this fire out. You see that aircraft. Can only imagine how many firefighters are there on the ground in that neighborhood trying to put out these flames. Another update just a few minutes ago, Bristol Cove and Capri, all homes from Adams Street and Park Drive to Highland Drive. That's another area where they're evacuating people, the residents there. Hillside Drive, Neblina Drive. I know these are a lot of streets to run at you, but if you know this area, of course, if you have loved ones there, you're going to want to make sure that they leave. Police officers, firefighters need to access these roads. And Kenny, if you can still hear me there, we're looking at your live shot now. So this looks to be a very busy residential spot. Does it look like people are leaving there?
No, and I wanted to bring you this other shot over here. This is across the street, and this is what I was talking about. And I was thinking they were going to drop, but it looks like they're going to come back to that one palm tree or residence that's on fire right now. I was thinking they were going to drop across the street again because there is activity going over there. So let's see where he goes. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be that same spot as before. He did not drop, but let me bring you back down to it. And it's very heavy black smoke here now, as you can see, kind of coming through the palms again. So I mean, we're right next to where that smoke is. It's right next to a residence. Here comes a firefighter here right in front of us, looking like they're going to try and put out that palm. And that really is currently right now the problem, is all those palm trees are catching on fire and causing more damage.
Is quite surprising, Kenny. Can you give us an idea of why that's happening? I mean, was there brush that then went up into the tops of these trees?
Yeah, and let's take a look at this real quick, and I'll kind of explain it to you a little bit better.
Look at that drop. We have seen so many in just the past few minutes. I mean, so active to see that many aircraft coming through. You really have a good vantage point, at least for residents who may be watching this, to know that they're trying their best to get as much water on this as they can. But again, as to why this is happening, Kenny, what can you tell from where you are?
So from what I heard in the scanners, there was a fire that started out in this canyon, and this is looking southbound from Adams. Adams is the road that I came up. It's kind of a curvature road. And for the most part, it came up this hill. It was threatening these homes up above here. And it looks like they got it out. But enough of the embers came down into this area down here and caught those palm fronds on fire. And that's what created the bigger problem that they're worried about right now, because there's so many little pockets. And I see some more smoke off to the left-hand side of me now here too, or possibly another one starting up as well. But in the distance here, you can see what appears probably to be a firefighter maybe trying to put this one still out too, but man, they're stubborn little palm tree fires, and those things can continue to go and go until they're all out.
And palm tree fires just really explode in size, and when you see that wind, I mean, you can see the palm fronds blowing sideways, the tree blowing sideways. It could really send that off into other spots, into neighborhoods. And I mean, it looks like from where you are, these are townhomes. Is that right?
I would say they're townhomes, yes, or condominiums. And
okay.
Sorry, we're getting another helicopter coming by here.
No, that's okay. It's good to see. I'm sure for residents that's a little bit of relief, at least, to see that there's constant water drops. And you know, the Agua Hedionda Lagoon is right there. I'm assuming that's where they're fueling or getting more of that water to be able to drop, so at least there's a close access. Is that what you're seeing too?
I would say so. They are kind of going to the south, which is out of my view, but yeah, they're definitely doing their best with these water drops themselves. Again, it's pretty stubborn just for the fact that those palm trees are still catching on fire. We're waiting for another water drop here. I can't tell because I'm not very familiar with this exact area, but I believe these homes surround the lagoon or very close to it, because when I came up, you could not get off before Tamarack because the lagoon separated us.
Yeah, Kenny, you're exactly right. It started, we're hearing, off Park and Marina, which is right there at the lagoon. So the lagoon, that's the one you see off the 5 as you go through Carlsbad, you know, and it's a pretty big one. A lot of nice homes right along the water's edge there, but there is dry vegetation, those rolling hills as we're seeing, and then those dry palm trees. To see that that's a big issue here, to see these palm trees light up in flames, the very tops, and you know, with the flying embers, that could obviously land into someone's rooftop, into their yard. I mean, to see this person out there, you know, this whole time you've been on.
This is Heather here, kind of joining in. The stress these poor people are under. I mean, here we are at the end of January, and they're doing everything they can to try to protect their property from a brush fire. Just to bring folks up to date on exactly what is happening, this is a fire that broke out in the Carlsbad area and is quickly spreading again due to the dry brush and, of course, the wind in the area. For folks that have been told to evacuate, they've been told to go to the shops at Carlsbad, and Carlsbad police now say that the Red Cross has been notified and they will be responding to that area to help all of the evacuees. A number of aircraft in the air have been making drops, dropping fire retardant on the brush fire, trying to get a handle on this. And then when I take a look at the progress that they've made, it's actually been very substantial.
Yeah, to see the smoke that we saw just moments ago, and now it looks like it's calming down a little bit. But, you know, to see active flames in those palm trees and then the wind blowing those palm fronds sideways, that can be concerning. I mean, so many residents are trying to use their own hose off their rooftops, their neighbors' houses, and then there's the firefighters right there too. But do want to mention again, Carlsbad police are asking several people to leave that area. There are quite a few streets that they've listed part of this evacuation zone. They sent out an emergency notification asking people to leave that area, and you are being asked to go to the shops of Carlsbad if you don't have anywhere else to go. That parking lot is available for you. Red Cross will be there to help. But Horizon Drive between Sunny Hill Drive and Hillside Drive, being told to leave that area. People along Sea Bluff Circle, again, there are quite a few roads here. Sunburst Road, all along Marina and Park, where Agua Hedionda Lagoon is. It looks to be on the north end of the lagoon. So that neighborhood right there, they're being, you know, they obviously need to access it. Personnel, law enforcement, and fire need to be able to access it. So please stay out of their way. And if you need help to get out, call 911 as well, and they'll come to your door and try to get you out of your home and into safety.
You can see the water drops, the fire retardant drops are continuing as they are getting a handle on this fire. Again, this is called the Park Fire. We are being told that we are going to continue our coverage on our website at cbs8.com. Again, we are very active on all of our social media pages for updated information too. You can go there and you'll be able to find out exactly where the evacuations are taking place. But again, firefighters certainly up against a lot in Carlsbad.
Yeah, with those windy conditions, we can just hope that a little bit of rain is on the way. There is some rain south of that location. Our photographer, Kenny, you saw, is right up there on the front lines, and he will, of course, have updates as well. And we will have the very latest on the 4 coming up here in just less than an hour.
All right, we'll see you today on the 4. Again, go to our website, cbs8.com, for coverage of the fire.